see some openings and moves to see how to get better at chess. So, the first move that we have here is your pawn bring it up to e4, and then most commonly beginners will respond. So here you would want to open up both of your knights, but me what I would do, and I suggest this, would open up a knight, say they copy you, open up a bishop first, to again maybe get a checkmate by opening up the queen too, but I would suggest to get knight, bishop, and then they would maybe respond, let's say, with a knight attack, or they would copy you and respond with a bishop. They may play something else, but this is what copycat variation is, where they just copy the moves that you're doing. So yeah, so then they copy you. So this is what a normal chess game would look like if you're playing against a beginner. And then you would castle right here. If you don't know what a castle is, I'll make another video on that explaining how to castle and what it is. And if they copy you. So right here, you would be in a position where everybody copied your move. So here, I would push, and then if they copied you, it's still fine. Nothing really still big changes. So for me, if they just copied you, I would try to go with the knight here to try to get a check right here and try to fork him. So if they see this, let's say right here, they see it, they block, but they don't see our bishop coming in. So we just they take, and this is like kind of a trade-off, and you just try to bait them. Now, this is if you take your knight right here, push, this is called a fork. So a fork is when you're targeting two pieces. Right now, usually you would put them in check, but now they're not. So you target two pieces, and then if you target these two pieces, one of the pieces has to move so they don't die, but the other one gets sacrificed in the process. So usually people will try to save their queen and try to move it somewhere, and then we would just take their rook, and then they would just take back. So now there we got some value. Material. It's like you could say value or material, and it doesn't really matter what you say. So if they move that, you just take material, and there you spend 5 points in material. I'll explain all the value and material that the pieces have in a later bit. So now when you take, you got 5 points, and a knight is worth 3. So you just got 2 points more than the trade that you just did. And that's called just trading pieces, that you just give a piece, but try to upgrade your position. So right here, I would try to get an attack on them. So right now this bishop is closed. Remember, try to develop all your pieces. So let's say we develop right here, I think would be good. And then we are pinning the knight, so well, not pinning, but the knight is now threatened, so they would try to move it. Now here, this is a lot of open space to try to put them in check. So this is good for trying to put a checkmate. You would push, let's say, this piece, let's say the queen. Now it is open, but it is protected, so we still can't take it. So right now, if they move right here, we would just try to put pressure on the knight. Now, if we have pressure on the knight will try to move, can't move here, can't move there. So then, the knight is blocked from every single side. The only good option knight has is to try to sacrifice himself. So let's say right here he would take the pawn because he doesn't have any other move. So take, and then checks. So checks are very good. So most beginners will try to react to the check and try to, let's say, move to the side, or just, let's say, move to the other side. So they won't know how to react to a check. They won't see like, this is a check. I don't think, let's say, take with the bishop because they're just too focused on the check. So if you were a black, you would try to take the piece like that. So if you're getting checked, look at what you can do. So right here, a black could have taken, or they could have blocked with the queen, but it's not a very good move. So let's say most beginners will try to move here, or let's say move to the other side. Let's say move this side. So now here you could see the queen can just go here, put them in check. So right now, this is called the middle game. So the middle game is when you finish with your opening, all your pieces are developed, ready, and just finished to develop, and then you try to go for the checkmate. So right here, you would put them in check. They can't go here because they're in check. They can't go here. So their only move is to just start trying to block. So if they block with that, that's really not a very good move. That's the only move they have. And then if you go right here, they are everywhere they are blocked. And this is called a checkmate, where you can't move anywhere and you're just you can't you're gonna always be in check somewhere and you can't go anywhere, and that's called checkmate. So that's just the beginning of chess. There is the end game, which is when you go and just start doing end games. You're on your last pieces, everybody is going against each other. Like in chess.com, if you go and learn right here, they're just end games. So let's say right here. So right here you have a queen and your king against his king. So you would try to pressure them into right here. You would try to put them in check or start just moving your pieces. That's what I would do, and this is just basically a normal endgame where you would try to put the other person in check and try to move them. There's a bunch of other videos that cover how to do an endgame, but I won't go through all of that video. This is just for beginners, what to start with. So now I'm going to show you the value of the pieces. Okay, so these are basically the value pieces. So a pawn is worth the least amount of points, which is 1 point. Bishops are worth 3. Queens are worth 9. Knights are worth 3 points. Rooks are 5. And kings, they're worth infinite value. If your king is gone, the game is finished. So they have infinite value. So let's say you're trying to go for a sacrifice. So let's say the sacrifice is a pawn for a bishop. And you would this would be a very bad sacrifice because pawn is worth 1 and bishop is 3. So it would be winning. Let's say the pawn would get the bishop and then a bishop would take back or something, and then that would be a very bad move because you just sacrifice. You just lost 2 points there in a trade. So you want to think about every trade that you try to do. So let's say you're trying to trade, I don't know, like a knight for a queen. So knight is worth 3 and queen is worth 9 points. That's 3 times the value. So you would not make this trade, and let's say you had knight for bishop. This would be an equal trade because they're both 3 points. So that's basically how to count material and how to know if a trade's good. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about some openings. So the first opening that I'm going to show you is the London system. So London system starts with the first move. We got the pawn that's in front of the queen to d4. So this is how you start the entire London system. And then they will probably start like this, or they could do the England Gambit. But let's do this for maybe most games that would go like this. Next, the thing is you push your bishop, you could push your knight, then you could push your bishop, but I personally like to push my bishop to attack them. So now they will try to protect their pawn. Then we will start to make the triple pyramid, which will finish by doing this right here, and then this front, so the tower is complete. That's like the first steps to starting London. Okay, so now what they would usually do would be this, which is the best move that, in my opinion, to do, because that's the most challenging. Then you would just push your knight up. Yeah. Yeah, so now use push with your pawn. So now it's their move to play. They are going to develop their knight, as we still haven't developed, but that's how London works. So now you push it, you just finished your pyramid of pawns. So your pyramid of pawns is finished, and then let's say they move their pawn. We will put this bishop inside of this cozy little house that we made it for him. So now, the thing that we're going for is, let's say they just push up, and then we push our horse here. So the thing is, there are these pieces. So your bishops are here, your knights are here. And now you have space to castle. You can castle if you want, but for this variation of London, I still won't castle. Let's say they take, okay, that's so easy, I could just castle. But then, they will not see the moves that are coming next for them. So first we put this here. This is just to bait them. They take, just take back. But right here, they're going to be like, what are other moves? So let's say they try to offer a sacrifice. I don't think they would really do that to offer a sacrifice. They're trying to develop this. So let's say they would push. And then us, we're going to take our way from here, here, and then from here, checkmate, which is protected from this, so it's basically checkmate. That's the whole way that we want our queen to move, kind of. So let's say they do random moves like this, and then right here, that would be if they move their rook, that's like they're not going to be in checkmate, which is very rare for that to happen. But if, let's say, they don't move their rook, let's say they move their queen, that would be checkmate. They can't go anywhere else, and that's finished. But let's say they play different moves and just don't do random moves. Let's say they defend it like this. Now they're not letting us go in, which is still perfectly fine. You could, instead of this going here, you could try to, if they, let's say their knight is here, let's say their knight is here and then you take their knight, be like, oh, that's so easy, just take back. Then you go right over here. You don't even need to go like this, and then like this. If there is nothing protecting right here, because before, as you saw, the knight was protecting this square, so we couldn't fully push. So then that's why we push. And then it's almost anything they do, so they push, boom, and then that's checkmate. Pretty simple as that. That's basically how to do the London system, the easiest variation. So it's basically the easiest way to play London. So it's like this, I push, they depend. This is like basically a summary of like all the moves that London is like gonna play. Like if you play against London, it's like this, and you complete the tower. They could develop their bishop, and then you go. Actually, developing their bishop is bad for you. Um, this is just like the easiest way. Let's say I don't know. They push in like this. You're threatening them. They open that up. Now you are open right. You could actually do this as early as you want, like right here, like this, like that. So if they're like don't know how to react, they just have time. You could just don't go fully in. You just go slowly, and then right here when they, and then you could just go here, castle. Then that's checkmate. So see, that's basically like the easiest version that I could think of. Yep, see, that's checkmate. You can't do anything. That's basically the game. So that's basically how to do the London system. It's very good for beginners because there's a lot of way to counter the London, and yeah, pretty easy as you can see here. It says accelerated London system. So yep, that's all for the London system.